please keep this in your mind. CDF is a increasing function. Okay, don't mix CDF and PMF. Okay, uh, cumulative CDF, cumulative distribution function, and probability mass function. Those are two things. Okay, uh, so I think no, I didn't do this one, right? No. Okay, check this example. Here they have given x values. Okay, capital X is a discrete random variable. It has values, which means simple x values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 to 5. Okay, they have their probabilities as well. These are point probabilities, which means when p capital X equals to 1, probability is 0.08. Okay, just point probabilities. When x equals 4, probability is 0.15. Okay, okay, now we need to find the CDF based on this probability mass function. Okay, or these probabilities. Okay, uh, first thing, since CDF is a increasing function, it says or it shows whatever from its beginning to that point. Okay, it doesn't show something at that point. Clear? So when you find let's say up to 1, it goes from 0 to its beginning to 1. Okay, that probability shows whatever from whatever uh, just equal or below 1. Okay, so keep that in mind. So okay, 0.08, 0.22. Okay, try to find, just focus on part 1. Okay, don't consider the other stuff. We need to find CDF. Okay, so what are the values? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So when you go to find the CDF, okay, what are the values? 1, 1 to 5. So probability of 1 mean in CDF you have to consider whatever from beginning to 1, which mean uh, probability of x less than or equal 1 first, because you are considering everything from beginning to that point. Okay, so that's why this comes here. Okay, we denote it by capital F of that x value. Okay, so capital F of uh, let's say x1, oh, sorry, capital F of, let's say, x1, sorry for that, uh, capital F of simple x1. This means probability of capital X less than or equal simple x1. Okay, clear? Everything from beginning to that point. Okay, likewise, you can find f1, f2 up to f5. Just consider f1, which mean whatever probability of capital X less than or equal 1, which mean including 1 as well. So that probability is given, right? It is 0.08. So what happens next? Probability of x greater, x less than or equal 2. I told you we have to start from the beginning. So from the beginning up to x equal 2. So those probabilities are, see, clear? So you have to get the sum of those p capital X equal 1 plus p capital X equals 2. Why 2? Because it is included, it is included here. See, equal sign. Okay, that's the case. So likewise, when you need to find the F5, capital F5, which means probability of X less than or equal 5. So you have to add everything from beginning to 5, including 5. Okay, so these integer probabilities you can find from the previous table. Okay, see, F5 is the F5 O probability X capital X less than or equal 5 is the last guy. So last probability is 1. Do you remember that CDF? For the CDF, its maximum probability is 1. Okay, it remains same after any values of, let's say, 6, x equals 6, x equals 7, whatever, it remains same, but we don't consider that because we don't have that values. Okay, I can show this. I think I have a slide. Yeah, like this. Let's draw. Sorry for my lines. So these are x and y axis. This is x values. Let's say 1, 2. This is 0. And let me draw the mention those values. I think 0.08. 2245. Oh, sorry, not 2245. 375. What's going on? Uh, 091. This is the max. Okay. Now I'm going to draw x, capital X, probability of capital X less than or equal 1. Okay, clear? So less than or equal 1. Okay. Before I go to that CDF part, this is just CDF probabilities. I mean this part. Okay. If you want to mention the probability values, you can write it like this. But still, you haven't written your CDF. Okay. See, to write the CDF, we have a much nicer way to write the CDF. Okay. What is the probability at x equal 1? 0.8, right? It's given, which means somewhere here, right? Okay. What happened? Values just before the x equal 1, which means less than 1. What are the probabilities for that? Do we have values? No, it's not given, right? Which means what? It is 0. So let's start from 0 because normally we start from 0. So from 0 to, let me draw this using another color. Okay, I'll draw this a little bit thicker. Okay, otherwise, okay, from 0 to 1, we don't have any value. 1 is not included. Okay, that's why I draw the circle without coloring. Okay, you know the math, right? What happened when we come to the 1, which means the probability of x equal 1? It simply jump to its value. Okay, so what happened after that? Which means values greater than greater than or equal 1, and just before 2, which means less than 2. What happened? There is no value, or do we have a value? Yes, we have a value, right? This is a CDF. Okay, what happened? Okay, let's say okay, so x equal to a probability of capital X equals 2. What's the value? 0.3, right? No, not 0.3. I mean PMF value. Yeah, something like that, right? So we need to find this probability of capital X, okay, less than or equal to. Clear? So what was that value? It is 0.3. Clear from the last slide? This one. Okay. So that value is 0.3 less than or equal. Clear? So values greater than or equal 1 and less than 2, what's the probability? This value remain same up to this point, but it does not include this point. Clear? Okay. Yes. So probability of x less than 1, we don't have a value. Clear? So that's why it just 0 up to 1. But at 1, whatever probability of x equal 1, we have a value 0.8. 0.08. So it just simply jump to that value when x equal 1. That's why x equal 1, it is not 0, it has a value. That's why I colored it. Okay. Next, probability of x less than or equal, okay, less than or equal 2. What was that value from the last slide? 0.3. How we get it? Probability of x equal 1 plus probability of x equal 2. Okay, so that value is I colored in blue color. Okay, so what happened in between 1 and 2? We don't have a value, but this is a CDF. Okay, so once CDF get a value, it remains same until it changes. Okay, until it changes, it never goes down. So remain same. Once it hits another value, jump. Clear? Okay. So 3, 4, 5. So what happened to x equal? X. So this is probability of capital X less than or equal to. This is the sum. This is the graphical way to show the CDF. You can see at the end it goes to 1, which means sum up to 1. Okay, because each step is cumulative steps. Okay, clear? This is how we show it, and this is how we write it. Okay, check this one. What happened, as I mentioned, what happened x less than 1, probability of x less than 1, 0, right? It is the first one mentioned here. So you have to mention that, okay? Because we are starting from 1, but 0 is also possible value, okay? So whatever, okay. Let's say your values, x values start from 10, 11, 12, 13, that's it. So probability of capital X less than 10, it is 0. So you have to mention it in your question, because always CDF start from 0. Okay, clear? Okay, less than 1 is not here, but you have to mention in the CDF because it should start from 0, ground level. Okay, then what happened 1 and 2, in between 1 and 2 including 1, which means greater than or equal 1 and less than less than 2. 2 is not included, so value is 0.08, right? See, less than 2, value is 0.08. See this one, from here to here, not including 2. Clear? Okay. Oh, sorry. What happened? Greater than 2, less than 3, not equal 3, less than 3. Value is 0.3. See, everything up to this point, not including this one. So value is, see this one, 0.3. Clear? Likewise, you can write what happened x greater than, x greater than or equal 4, less than 5, which means 0.9. right? Less than or equal 5, it is 1. X greater than 5, what's the value? It is 1.
0.
It is 1, right? Whatever in this area, it is 1. Next, we have to find, okay, this is interesting. We need to find probability of x, which means probability of x greater than 2, less than 5. Strictly greater than and less than, greater and less than. Okay. So what happened? This is we are dealing with discrete random variable. So what are the values? Strictly in bit. What are the x values? Strictly in between 2 and 5, 3 and 4, right? So simply probability of x equal 3 plus x equal 4 is the answer, right? Graph is gone. Otherwise, I can show it. It is simply like this is your 2 and this is your 5. You have 3, you have 4. 2 is included here, not here. So it's go up like this. Okay, so you need to find, it was like this, right? So you have to find whatever not included but greater than, which means somewhere from here to here, right? Just before those values. Oh, just before 5, just after 2. Okay, those values are probability of capital X equals 3 and probability of capital X equals 4. Summation of those two values. Okay. Okay. Check this one. Probability of x equals 2. It doesn't matter if you write probability of capital X equals 2 or capital X less than 5 greater than 2. That's okay, because capital X means those simple X values. Okay. It represents those simple X values. That's fine. Okay. For now, that's fine. So probability of x equal to, what do you think? Okay, just jump to CDF and try to find probability of, what's the probability of x equal to, x equals 2, okay? X equals 2 mean 1, 2, 3. From here to here it is 0. From here it has a value up to this point. It has a value. Right? This is how it works. So you need to find what is this value. Clear? This value. So how do we find it? What are the values which belongs to probability of this is equals to probability of 2, which means f2. What is the value? What is the previous value? Which means f1. Okay. So this is the probability of x less than or equal 2 and x less than or equal 1. Those are these values. Okay. And get the difference between these two. Then you can find this point value. Okay. Values in probability capital X equals 2. When you get the difference, f2 minus f1, you get the value. It is 0.22. Okay. But if you check this table, what you can see? See, what is this column says? Probability of capital X equals 2 is 0.22, right? So exactly same thing we can get using CDF as well. Okay, this is just a value, point value. If we need to get the value at a particular point, if we are using CDF, then we have to get the difference. If it is just a PMF, simply you can get the value from the PMF values. Okay, clear? those two values are same. Either we use CDF or PMF. Clear? Okay, what is this? Compute the probability of having at least two defectives. Oh, because these are about defectives. Yes, at least two. What is at least two mean? I mean, two should be included, right? Which means capital X greater than or equals.
Professor, I had a question.
Yes.
So why bothering with the operation of f of 2 minus f of 1 if you said that the function represents itself? So why not just look at the table and say like 0.22 is
Yeah.
0.22?
We know that. Yes, I just want to show you another way to find it.
Oh,
by
okay.
using CDF. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Clear?
Yes,
okay.
yes. Thanks.
So professor,
Yes.
so in exam, would it be like it would be written like for by what method we have to find the probability? It is by PMF or by CDF?
What do you mean by that?
Like in exam, if it is written like find the probability of defects, when the defects had when there are two defects. So like it would be mentioned like we have to use CDF, the formula.
Oh yes, definitely, yes.
Okay.
Yes, it will mention in the question whether you need to find the PDF, sorry, PMF or CDF. That's
Okay.
you don't have to worry about that. Okay, it will mention.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You need to show the CDF these values, something like that. Okay. Once you
Yes.
find those values, you can. I forgot to mention that you have to stick with this notation because this is the way how we write the CDF function. Oh, CDF. Okay. Like mentioning all the x values, what happened in this gap, or this x values, what happened in this x values, something like that. Okay. Okay. What I was talking, last one. Okay. Of having at least two defectives, which means probability of greater than or equal to, right? So how do we find it? Including two. So it is easy, same as what we did last time. Probability of, not last time, not three, probability of capital X equals 2 because 2 is included, plus 3 plus 4, right? Probability of X equals 3 plus probability of capital X equals 4 plus probability of capital X equals 5. 5 is the last one because we have only a value up to 5. Clear? So once you get the sum of these values, you can find the probability of having at least two defectives. Okay. Or you can find this same value using negation or something like this. So you know what is the value less than 2, probability of x less than 2, right? What is the probability of x less than 2? Probability of, what are the values less than 2? We have only one, right? X equals 1, right? Once you find this, you can simply get 1 minus p, probability of capital X less than 2, which is equals to probability of capital X greater than or equals 2, because total probability is 1. So 1 minus that part means what you need to find. Okay, I think they have mentioned that. Yeah, they have mentioned 1 minus here. Yeah, see this one. It is equals to 1 minus this because values doesn't change. We have only x equal 1 just before the 2. That's why this becomes, this gives 0.92. You can use this method if you need to avoid this much calculations. Here you have to add 4 parts. Sometime your calculation you may have to add 6-7 parts. So at that time, if you use this negation, you can simplify your workload. Clear? something like this. Here you have to find only just one value. 1 minus that value is your answer. Okay, clear? Both of them give you the same answer. They have mentioned 1 minus. I saw some examples in your textbooks. Textbook example 313 and 314. If you have enough time, check those as well. Okay. Expected values. Simply, expected value means something like a mean. Okay. Mean. Do you remember? We found the mean in last chapters, like observations, number of observations divided by total number of observations. Mean, right? Simply your average. Same thing here, but it's different because we are dealing with random variables. So we call this expected value. So still we are dealing with discrete random variables. So we have discrete random variable capital X. Possible values, in this case we have mentioned all possible values in set D. Okay, and PMF, this is the PMF. Okay, so you can mention, we can denote the expected values by capital E of that variable. Okay, capital E of inside the brackets that variable, particular variable. Okay, EX, or simply you can mention mu X or simply mu, because this expected value is same as the population mean. If you remember what we used to mention the population mean, it is mu. Sample mean we denote by X bar. Population mean we denote by mu. So same thing here. Expected value you can denote by capital E of X, mu X, X subscript S, X, or mu, whatever. Okay. Normally we use this notation so that we can avoid some complications. Okay. So capital E of X equals to summation of simple X times probability of that simple X. Okay, summation X in D. D mean all possible set of all possible values. Clear? Which mean X, previous case we had X equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so according to that example, okay, based on our previous example, so capital X values we have 0, 1, 2, sorry, not 0, right? Sorry for that. 3, 4, 5. Okay. So how do we find the expected value for this case? Based on my example, okay. Summation of X times PX. So what's my first X? It is 1 times probability of X equals 1. Okay, plus second value is 2. Second X value is 2. 2 times probability of capital X equals 2. Okay, plus up to last one. X value is 5. Probability of capital X equals 5. This is how we find the expected value. Okay, X times its probability. Its probability. Okay, something like that. This is because this is summation. We have to add them all. Okay, you will see examples in the next slide. Okay, if you are lucky, if you have X value is equal to 0, then that particular term goes to 0. You have to add the other values only. Okay, clear? Okay, check this example. Yes, you have 0 here. X1 which means simple capital X is the random variable. It has values, in this example, it has values 0 and 1. X1, simple X equal 1 mean vehicle passes an emission test. X equals 0 mean it fails the emission test. Okay. So X mean, this capital X mean Bernoulli random variable. Why? It has only two values. If you remember, if a particular variable, a particular discrete variable, discrete random variable has two values, we call it Bernoulli random variable. Okay. So it's another story. Random variable. So what is this PMF? Probability of capital or simple X equals 1. They have given it is simple P or capital P, whatever. Let's say simple P. So probability of X equals 0. Since it has two values, you can find it 1 minus simple P. Okay. Yeah. So how do we find the expected value? Summation of X times P capital X equal X, which means X1 value times its probability, this one, X plus X2 value times its probability. Since our second X value is 0, this part goes to 0, simply 1 times P, it is P. Okay. Okay, check this one. This example, tossing a fair coin twice. So this is the first try and this is the second try. So once you flip it, you will get head or tail. Second time, again head or tail. So based on that, you will be having 4 possible outcomes. But we are considering our capital X is the number of tails in 2 tosses. Number of tails. Okay. Tail means these capital T letters. Okay. If you consider this, do we have a tail? No. That's why this guy. X equals 0, which means we don't have a tail. So what are the possible values for X? 0, 1, 2. Only 3 values, right? No tail, which means X equals 0. What's the probability? You can simply find the probabilities. All possible outcomes are 4. How many outcomes or what are the possible outcomes for that particular event? Which means for this, no heads, no tails. How many? Just 1, right? So 1/4, which means 0.25. Okay, something like you can find these probabilities. Check this one. Only 1 tail. You can find this and this. Clear? So there are 2 divided by total possible outcomes 4, which means 0.5 or 1/2. Okay. Then you can find the expected values. 0 times its probability is here. 1 times its probability and 2 times its probability. Once you get the sum, you can find the expected value. It's going to be 1/2 plus 1/2, 1. Okay. 1/2. So value is 1. Okay. It doesn't matter about the value. Value can be any value because this is expected value or something like mean. So there is no limit for that. It can be positive, negative, no problem. Okay. It's just a value. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. What happened if we have a function of X instead of X? Which means previous case we consider X is our random variable. But what happened? Our X now it is not just X, it is some kind of function of X. Or let's say 2 times X. X is squared, something like that. Okay, function of X. At that point, you can again find the expected values. Just plug the function inside the expected case, expected value of that function which it includes your random variable. Okay, same thing. You have to get the sum of, now what? Now you don't have simply x, you have hx, that function. So that function value times probability of that related x, not probability of that function. We cannot find the probability of that function. Simply probability of that particular x. Okay, clear? You will see a few examples later. Same way how we find the expected value. This is the way how we find the expected value for any PMF or any discrete random variable case. Okay.
Professor.
Yes.
So in the before, like in the on the previous concept, we were dealing with a simple number, right? And here we are dealing with a function.
Yes. Yes. But function
Okay,
of
so
x. Okay. Not anything
function
else.
of x, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Otherwise, it is meaningless, right? If we are dealing with y, function of y, we have nothing to do with that. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Here we have example. Here we have an example. Car insurance. So charge $200 premium. Okay. Our random variable x, we denote monetary claim of random customer. Okay. X is this is the random variable x. Now these are the claims. 2% claims for $2,000, 5% for $1,000, 83 for claim for $0. Okay, we have 4 values. Now I'm going to define a function which includes our random variable. This is my function hx, h of x, which means simply this. So your h of x is 200 minus capital X. Okay, so it is a function of x. Clear? Because only variable is x, so it is a function of x only. Okay, now I need to find the EY, or simply expected value of capital Y. What is Y? This hx. Okay, or you simply this ask expected value of hx. Okay. One more thing I forgot to mention. Once you write the expected value, bracket always square bracket. Okay. Capital E square bracket. Inside that bracket, you have to mention the variable or function. Okay. That's the, it is some kind of a rule. Or let's say a general way how we use it. Okay. Square bracket. It doesn't matter in your case if you mention this bracket, curly normal bracket, that's fine, but in general we use square bracket. Okay. Okay, capital EY. So these are the values for 0 claim. See, 0 claim 0.83 probability. For 1000 claim 0.05. So those are the values they have mentioned here. This is the x value, which means claim. This is claim. This is the probability or a percentage value. Okay. So you need to find this guy, expected value of this guy. So simply use your equation, expected value of this function, which means summation of hx times px, probability of x's. What is hx? First hx. Sorry, hx1. Okay, I'll write it like this. hx1 times probability of x1 plus hx2 times probability of x2 plus up to hx1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times probability of x4. Okay, that's they mentioned here. So what is hx1? This is your hx. Okay, 200 minus x. Now what is x? 0. First case, x is 0. times probability of px1 or px equals 0, 0.83. Okay, plug those values and simply you can find its expected value is this. Clear? Clear? Same as you find this, you can expect.
Professor,
Yes.
in the second line, that 20 has to be 200 or no?
20 no is 200 because your hx is 200 minus x.
No,
This
no,
one.
no, no, like EHX on the second line of the equation says 20 minus 1,000.
Oh, this one?
No, 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 lower.
Okay, yeah. Sorry for that. Yes. Thank you for that. Okay, I just missed it. It should be 2000. 200 minus 1000. Okay, clear? Sorry about that. I think others, yeah, are correct. Okay. Just this one only. Once you have a constant, let's say b is a constant, then you need to find the expected value. Simply, you can find it like this. This is easier. Simply, you can like expected values. You can distribute among the variables or values inside. Sorry, inside your function or your equation. That's the theory behind it, but you don't need to worry about that. So simply you can give expected value for each of them like this. Okay, this is how we get the answer. Constant always come out from the expected values because constant it doesn't have, I mean, it has nothing to do with expected value for constants. So here A means a constant, B means a constant. So expected value of a constant is the constant, that particular value. It doesn't change. Okay. So you can get this. Okay. Only constants, but if you have like B of x, Bx, story goes to change. Okay. Clear?